In 1775, on January 20, André-Marie Ampère was born in Lyon, Kingdom of France. His mother was Jeanine Antoinette de Sautir-Sarcey Ampère, and his father was Jean-Jacques Ampère, a prosperous businessman.
Look, love, our son. What should we call him?
Hmm, how about André-Marie?
Oui, c'est perfect. I love it.
Most of his childhood and adolescence were spent on the family property in Poligny-Saint-Mondeur, near Lyon. Ampère's father, Jean-Jacques Ampère, was an admirer of the philosophy of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, where his theories of education were the basis of André-Marie Ampère's education. This theory consists that young children should skip and avoid formal education and instead follow education from nature. So Ampère's father followed this theory and allowed his son to also educate himself from the library at home. Also, other masterpieces of the French Enlightenment became the schoolmasters of Ampère, such as Georges-Louis Leclerc, Denis Diderot, and Jean Léron d'Alembert.
Son, you will not go to study at school like any other child.
Why, Dad?
Because you will learn by yourself. It means the books will be your professors, as Jean-Jacques Rousseau's theory states.
But why should I study by myself if I can go to a school and meet new people?
Because I'm your father and I said so. Don't you ever reply to me.
Okay then.
Ampère, after discussing with his dad, took advantage of his access to the latest books to start learning math from himself at the age of 12. After a few years, Ampère affirmed at the age of 18 that he knew both math and science. But as a polymath, his reading embraced history, travels, poetry, philosophy, and the natural sciences. On the other hand, Ampère's mother was devoted to Catholicism, so Ampère was also Catholic and had a belief in Enlightenment science. The French Revolution, which took place from 1789 to 1799, was very influential in Ampère's life, as it began during his youth. Between those years, Ampère's father, Jean-Jacques, was called into public service by the new revolutionary government, where he became a justice of the peace in a small town near Lyon.
Jean, someone's knocking at the door.
Antoinette, look what I received.
A few years after the French Revolution began and the Jacobin faction took control of the revolutionary government in 1792, his father, Jean-Jacques Ampère, resisted the new political tides and was guillotined on November 24th of 1793 as part of the Jacobin purges of the period. It wasn't until 1796 that Ampère met and fell in love with a woman named Julie Caron, and after some time he decided to get married with her. So they got married 3 years after meeting in 1799. In 1797, when Ampère was 22 years old, he decided to start working as a private mathematics tutor in Lyon, where he proved to be an excellent tutor, and soon many students started coming to him for help. After a year of marriage, Ampère and his wife had their first son.
So, how are we going to call him?
What about Jean-Jacques?
Their son's name became Jean-Jacques, which was a name chosen after the memory of Ampère's beloved father. Ampère's great work as a tutor came to the attention of Lyon's intellectuals, who were really impressed by his knowledge, enthusiasm, and abilities to teach. Due to this, in 1802, they reached Ampère and invited him to teach there.
Julie! I'm gonna be a teacher! I'm gonna be a real teacher!
In 1802, he became a school teacher in the town of Bourg, which was located 40 miles away from Lyon. But after a few months, he returned to Lyon to work in another teaching position. Months later, in the same year, Ampère was appointed as a professor of physics and chemistry at the École Centrale in Bourg-en-Bresse.
Julie, I'm leaving to teach at the École Centrale.
But isn't it located in Bourg-en-Bresse?
Yes, I think we're gonna have to move.
I'm not going anywhere.
But it's a great opportunity for me.
Well, maybe it is, but your son and I are tired of moving around. So I don't know, maybe you're going, but we are staying right here in Lyon.
Ampère decided to accept the job, so he moved to Bourg-en-Bresse to assume his position. Unfortunately, tragedy struck Ampère's life again, when, after less than 4 years of marriage, in 1803, his wife passed away.
No.
After his wife's death, in the year of 1804, Ampère decided to move to Paris, where he assumed a tutoring position at the new École Polytechnique. In 1806, Ampère got married again with a woman called Jeanne-Françoise Couture. And a year later, in 1807, they had a daughter named Albine. The couple soon realized that getting married had been a mistake, and they got legally separated the year after their daughter was born, in 1808. After 5 years teaching at the École Polytechnique, despite Ampère's lack of formal qualifications, he was appointed as a professor of mathematics. In addition to his positions at the École Polytechnique, during the years of 1819 and 1820, he also offered courses in philosophy and astronomy at the University of Paris. And in 1824, he was selected to the prestigious chair in experimental physics at the Collège de France. During his time teaching at the University of Paris, he made many friends. In September of 1820, his friend François Arago came into his office with some big news.
Ampere! Ampere!
What? What happened?
I just got some big news about the French Academy of Science.
What happened? Did they make a new discovery?
Yes! Hans Christian made a discovery from magnetism. Take a look.
Wow, he really did that? That's amazing. You know something? I just got inspired by him. Thank you, Rago.
After being noticed about this news, Ampère started to research and develop a mathematical model and a physical theory to be able to understand the relationship between magnetism and electricity. Furthering Ørsted's experimental work, Ampère showed that two parallel wires carrying electric currents attract or repel each other, depending on whether the currents flow in the same or opposite directions, respectively. This led to the foundation of electrodynamics. Another contribution he found was his own law named after his last name. Ampere's law states that the mutual action of two lengths of current-carrying wire is proportional to their lengths and to the intensities of their currents. Ampere's law also applied this same principle to magnetism, showing the harmony between his law and French physicist Charles-Augustin de Coulomb's law of magnetic action.
What a year. I've been researching many theories about magnetism and then came up with my own theory. I really hope I am correct and no other scientific will refute it. Ampere's law is very useful and very detailed, so I really doubt that happens. I mean, this law also provided a physical understanding of the electromagnetic relationship, theorizing the existence of the electrodynamic molecule that serves as the accompanying element of both electricity and magnetism. Maybe I should also develop a physical account of electromagnetic phenomena as well as write a book about it.
In 1827, Ampère published his magnum opus, Mémoire sur la théorie mathématique des phénomènes électrodynamiques uniquement déduits de l'expérience. Memoir on the mathematical theory of electrodynamic phenomena uniquely deduced from experience. The work that coined the name of his new science, electrodynamics, and became known ever after as its founding treatise. In recognition of his contribution to the creation of modern electrical science, an international convention signed at the 1881 International Exposition of Electricity established the ampere as a standard unit of electrical measurement, along with the column volt, ohm, watt, and farad.
André was a stubborn person. He always did his research.
I got excited by the ideas I had. I just started developing them.
André was elected at a prestigious National Institute of Science in 1814 and was awarded a chair at the University of France in 1826.
He taught electrodynamics and remained member of the faculty until the rest of his life. He was also member of the Royal Society of London.
Yeah, it felt good to show my hard work and studies to younger generations.
And became a member of the Royal Academy of Sciences in Sweden in 1828.
That's why I am of the 72 numbers inscribed on the Eiffel Tower.
Several items were named after Ampère, like streets and squares, schools, a Lyon metro station, a microarchitecture, a mountain on the moon, and an electric ferry in Norway.
But most importantly, the unit for electric current, which is ampere or amp, with symbol A, named in Ampere's honor, who first defined electric current as the circulation of electric fluid in a closed circuit.
At the age of 61, Ampère got pneumonia. He died in French Mediterranean city of Marseilles, June 10, 1836.
Ampère was buried in Marseille, but his remains were later moved to the Montmartre cemetery in Paris, and Ampère's son, Jean-Jacques, was also buried there next to his father. As we can see, the biography of Ampère is quite tragic if we consider the areas of life that are not related to his professional activities.
¿Qué pedo, Karen? ¿Qué están haciendo?
André was elected
That's why I am one of the 72
Yeah?
Dear professors, as Jacques Rush's theory states,
André was elected to the prestigious National Institute of Science in 1814. André was elected in the prestigious National Institute of of Science.
yes, Hans Christian.
¡No! ¡Sofía! ¡Ay, Sofía!
Siempre tan tieso.